Dear students, in today's session, we are going to discuss about metallic properties, ionization enthalpy and electronegativity of p block elements. So, exclusive p block elements. In p block elements, what about the metallic property? Metallic properties, ionization enthalpy, electronegativity. These things we are going to discuss under this class, in this class. P block elements start from boron, that we know. Group 13 to 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon. Boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine. Aluminum, gallium, indium, thallium. Silicon, germanium, tin and lead. Phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth. Sulfur, selenium, tellurium, polonium. Chlorine, bromine, iodine, astatine. Group number 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18. So, these 6 group of elements are referred as p block elements. Among them, first third period, that is gallium. Before the gallium, we have transition elements. First transition element starts here. Second transition element starts here. In the third one, transition as well as inner transition. In the last period, all are synthetic elements and radioactive, and therefore I didn't mention. So, these elements come under post-transition elements. Next to transition, next to inner transition, these elements are coming in. So, they have certain peculiar properties. Now, if we draw a diagonal line along this, we can separate metals and non-metals. Of course, astatine radioactive. Boron may be considered as metallide. Silicon, germanium and arsenic, tin and lead, lead and tellurium. So, these are all considered as metallides. A diagonal line roughly separates metals and non-metals. Mostly, all the alkali metals are metals, transition elements are metals, inner transition elements are metals. Elements of this area, lower left hand side are metals, upper right hand side, these are all non-metals. Only these many non-metals are present in the periodic table. On the whole, only these many non-metals are available, all others are metals. All the alkali metals, S block alkali, alkali earth metal, transition elements in 4 rows, inner transition elements in 2 rows, all those are metals. In p block elements also we have these many metals, these many metallides and these many metals. The first element of the p block elements means elements which are having ns2, np, 1 to 6 are called p block elements. Usually last electron enters into the p block. Such elements are said to be p block elements. Boron being small size, high nuclear charge and small atomic radius, small atomic radius height. It is because of that it is not showing metallic nature. Mostly non-metal with very little metallic nature for boron, exceptional element. Usually first elements are all having exceptional properties because of smaller size, and boron being first element, very small element, it shows still exceptional property. It is included with metalloid category. And as we have seen earlier, in p block element, these are all non-metals, metals, metalloids. The reason you may be knowing, in the case of boron, it is a non-metal or metalloid, others are metals. In 14th group, carbon is a non-metal, and these are, carbon is a non-metal, sorry, these are non-metals, these are metals, all these including these elements are all metals, this line metalloid. Therefore, carbon is a non-metal, silicon and germanium may be considered as a metalloid, and then tin and lead metals. In the 15th group, nitrogen and phosphorus are non-metals, arsenic and antimony metalloid, bismuth is a metal. In 16th group, these are non-metals and it is a metal, tellurium is a metalloid. In the case of halogens, all are non-metals. In the case of noble gases, all are non-metals. So, in the case of p block elements, 13th group NS2, NP1, among them boron is a non-metal, may be considered as metalloid. All others are, boron is a non-metal or metalloid we can think of, and all others, aluminum, gallium, indium and thallium are metals. In the case of 14th group element having the electronic configuration NS2, NP2, carbon is a non-metal, silicon and germanium may be considered as metalloids, and tin and lead are metals. In the case of 15th group element, 15th group, NS2, NP3 electronic configuration, nitrogen and phosphorus are non-metals, arsenic and antimony may be considered as metalloids, but antimony will be having more metallic property, bismuth is a metal. In the case of 16th group, oxygen, sulfur and selenium are non-metals, tellurium is a metalloid and polonium is a metal, and all others are, in 17th group and 18th group, all are non-metals. So, this is how the metallic properties can be given in the case of p block elements. If we go in for ionization enthalpy, ionization energy, in what way ionization energy is varying? What is ionization enthalpy or ionization energy? It is the energy required to pull out an electron from a neutral gaseous atom. In general, the ionization energy goes like this. When we move from left to right of a period, ionization energy increases or ionization enthalpy increases. This is the general trend. Top to bottom decreases. Why so? While moving from left to right, electrons are added in, nuclear charge increases, and the electrons are added in the same shell. Hence, nuclear attraction towards the valence shell, nuclear pull is going on increasing, and therefore, energy required to pull out an electron increases. That is, size of the atoms decreases. When we move from left to right, size decreases. When the size is going on decreasing, what will happen? The attraction of the nucleus towards the valence electron increase. Therefore, ionization energy increases. On the other hand, while moving from top to bottom, size increases. Size is going on increasing. Therefore, the nuclear attraction towards the valence shell decreases. and therefore easy to remove electron, ionization energy or ionization enthalpy decreases. This is the general trend. But we are finding differences in certain cases where, let me go in for 13th group. Boron to aluminum, yes, ionization energy decreases. But when we go in for gallium, we find a slight discrepancy. There is slight increase in ionization, slight. Usually it should decrease greatly, but there is not much decrease, or more or less same or little bit higher in the case of gallium. Likewise, when you go in for thallium also, there is little bit increase in ionization energy, or there is not much decrease in ionization energy. While moving from top to bottom, ionization energy should decrease. Boron, aluminum, gallium, indium and thallium, ionization energy should decrease. But we find discrepancy at gallium and thallium greatly, or in general gallium to thallium, there is not much decrease in ionization energy. Why? The reason is, here transition elements are intervening. Gallium is a post-transition element. After 10 elements it comes in. Electrons are being filled in d orbitals, d block elements. So electrons are being filled in d orbitals, and the d orbitals are diffused. The screening effect is less. Therefore, the nuclear attraction increases, and therefore size little bit decrease. It is because of the decrease in size, the energy required to pull out electron increases. That means instead of decrease in ionization energy, we find slight increase. Slight increase or not much decrease. In both ways I can say. Again, gallium, indium and thallium goes in that way. Again at thallium point, because of the intervention of D and the F block elements, we have 14 lanthanides here. The size still decrease, and it is because of still decrease in size. For thallium, the effect will be immediately after D and F block elements, it comes in, size is decreasing. Therefore, energy required to pull out electron increases. Therefore, we find slight increase in ionization energy again in the case of thallium. In spite of increase in size, electrons are added in new shells. Here, second shell, third shell, fourth shell, fifth shell, sixth shell. Even though shell is increasing, it is because of the intervention of D and F block elements, the size decreases slightly, and therefore ionization energy increases slightly. There is slight increase in ionization energy. The same trend we are obtaining in carbon to lead also. Of course, carbon to silicon, there is decrease because electrons are added in new shells. But when we go in for germanium, this effect still persists. And therefore, because of post transition and inner transition in the case of germanium, tin and lead, the decrease in ionization energy is not well pronounced. There is almost the same ionization energy, or sometimes little increase in ionization energy at germanium and lead. But when we go beyond that, groups 15 to 18, general trend prevails. That is, ionization energy decreases from nitrogen to bismuth, oxygen to polonium, fluorine to astatine, helium to radon. When we move from top to bottom, as usual, ionization energy decreases. The reason is, after these elements, this effect may not have pronounced much, and therefore, after that, we find decrease in ionization energy to some extent. Now we know in what way the ionization energy varies along a period and group. In general, along a period, ionization energy increases, from top to bottom decreases. In the case of p block elements, especially first two groups, boron group and carbon group, ionization energy decrease is not much pronounced from gallium to thallium and germanium to lead. So that is about ionization energy. Now, why the trend is not much pronounced in 15 to 18? Even though this effect dominates, it is overcome by the increased shielding effect of electrons added in p orbitals. That's why the effect of addition of electrons in d orbital and the f block is not dominated beyond carbon group. Now let me go into electronegativity. What about electronegativity? Electron loving tendency, love towards electron, especially electron pair. It is not the property of individual atom, it is the comparative property. If we have two elements x and y, the tendency of an atom to attract shared pair of electron towards itself is said to be electronegativity. And the electronegativity in general increase from left to right. The left to right, electron attracting tendency, electronegativity increases, and from top to bottom electronegativity decreases. That is the usual trend. As we have seen in ionization energy, electronegativity also in the same manner. As we have discussed earlier, in the first two groups, from gallium to thallium and germanium to lead, the effect is not much pronounced because of the intervention of D and F, which are having very poor screening effect. So electronegativity also decreases from top to bottom of the group. Since size is increasing, nucleus is far away, and the nucleus is far away from the electron, and therefore it cannot attract the electron effectively. Therefore, electronegativity decreases. But while moving from left to right, the size becomes smaller and smaller. The electron can be attracted by the nucleus very effectively. Therefore, electronegativity increases. In the first two groups, from gallium to thallium and germanium to lead, the effect is not much pronounced because of the poor shielding of D and F orbitals. Thereafter, as usual, electronegativity decreases from top to bottom and left to right. So with that, we complete metallic properties, ionization energy or ionization enthalpy, and electronegativity of p block elements. Thank you, students.